5 treats to hand out to your D&D trick-or-treaters.
Who is it? Why are you pounding on my door? Oh, a trick-or-treat, you say? Well, I have some fantastic treats for you tonight. Bewitched brownies. I baked these myself, and they have a little, special something in them. These dark, rich brownies smell delicious, but do have a strange shimmer to them. Each square gives 1d8 temporary hit points when eaten, but the magic is a bit unstable. Each brownie triggers a random effect, such as a sugar rush granting you more movement speed before getting exhausted, making the eater's voice coarse and any verbal spells uncastable. Advantage on all saving throws against fear, and sticky fingers that grant disadvantage to sleight of hand checks, but advantage to athletic checks to grapple. Goblin gummies. These chewy, pitch-black gummies are shaped like itty-bitty goblins. They all look the same, but there are 6 flavors that grant different effects. Licorice flavor gives giggles, making you collapse in a fit of laughter. Blackberry flavor gives you goblin guts, giving you resistance to bludgeoning damage, but takes away your ability to dash. Burnt sugar flavor gives you a goblin growl, granting you advantage to intimidation checks, but disadvantage to persuasion checks. You'll have to try the others to see what they do. Mummy mints. These mints make your breath smell like death, and no amount of brushing your teeth is going to take away the foul taste. It does give you resistance to poison, but this one might be more of a trick than a treat. Banshee bonbons. Speaking of tricks, these delicious candies are wrapped in a beautiful silver wrapping. They are irresistible to anyone who enjoys sweets, but after eating one, your voice becomes a loud wail, making you unable to speak in a voice lower than a scream for the next hour, I swear. If you heard my wife, you would think she eats these by the dozen. Coffin wine. This one is for the parents. This dark, thick wine had a metallic taste, as if it were made in a cask with rusted nails. Drinking a glass gives you immunity to necrotic, psychic, and poison damage for an hour, but you cannot regain hit points by any means until it wears off.
3 terrifying magic items for your D&D party. Halloween is the perfect time to add a little horror to your D&D games. We've got 3 magic items that will terrify your players. The Weeping Doll. This cracked porcelain doll was found in a dirty, forgotten attic, but if you listen closely, it almost sounds like it's breathing. Once per long rest, you can use it to cast silence, but those affected by the spell hear an ear-piercing crying emanating from the doll. The Harvest Crown, a twisted crown of corn husks and bone. It looks harmless enough, almost like a child made it, until you put it on. Once per long rest, the wearer can cast Insect Plague, but the real horror isn't the spell, it's what happens afterward. After the spell ends, the insects swarm every crop in the area, consuming everything until nothing is left. The Sanctifier's Hammer of Pittons, a heavy iron hammer with divine runes, and 4 blackened pittons etched with warding sigils. If you take the time to hammer all 4 into the ground, you create a magical ward, like the Hallow spell, covering a massive 60-foot radius. Undead, fiends, fae, whatever creature type you choose, they cannot enter. It lasts for 24 hours, but if even 1 piton is pulled free, the protection vanishes instantly. If you are enjoying this video, check out my Patreon, where you can get access to original monster stat blocks, awesome magic items, and full adventure PDFs every month. 3 cursed magic items for your D&D campaign. The Lonely Pendant. The bride wept every day by the frosted window, her tears freezing into tiny crystals upon the sill. She waited and waited, but her husband never returned from the war. When the grief became too heavy, she poured her sorrow into the sapphire she wore on her wedding day before taking her own life. Now, her cries echo in the ears of anyone who wears it. The Lonely Pendant grants the wearer resistance to cold damage, but is cursed to hear the ghostly sobs of the bride. When the wearer is alone, the sobbing grows louder, granting the wearer disadvantage on stealth checks. Coin of False Fortune. The trickster god flipped the coin into the air, laughing as it spun. Let them believe their fate is in their hands, but I'll remind them that fortune always turns. You can flip this coin, and if it lands on heads, you are given advantage on your next ability check. you flip tails 3 times in a row, you are doomed to have disadvantage on every D20 check for the next 24 hours. The Bloodbound Tome. A desperate warlock etched the pages with his own blood, begging for forbidden power and unleashed devastating magic, but his body burned with every spell. While attuned to this tome, your damaging spells deal an additional 1d6 damage for each spell level, but casting from the book drains the same amount of health from the caster. With great power comes great sacrifice.